Hey everybody, I'm DBS TCG Central. Welcome to another deck profile video. If you guys saw the thumbnail, you saw that we're doing SSG Vegeta Crimson Warrior. Really cool leader. Already has an errata on it because it was super strong, so they toned it down a little bit already. But still super strong and super fun to play. So I'll show you the deck profile. So on the Unawakened side, when this card attacks, you draw one card. Active battle, once per turn, choose up to one red or blue Saiyan card in your hand and discard it. Look up to the top. Look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck and add up to one Son Goku BR, Vegeta BR, or Gogeta BR card from among them to your hand, and then put the remaining cards on the top of your deck in any order. So the errata here was it says choose up to one red or blue Saiyan that you discard. You have to choose one. So when it usually says choose up to, that means you don't have to choose one of them. So they errated it to where you have to discard a card to get this effect. But no big deal, still really strong, and you're still drawing 2 cards. It's really good. You +1 on this side. And then when he awakens, he has an alternate awaken also here. If your life is at 4 or less, or you have 4 or more energy, you may draw 1 card and switch one of your energy to active mode, and then you flip this card over. So we abuse that awaken. I'll show you how in a second. So on this side, he's SS God Vegeta Crimson Warrior. He's got a permanent red Gogeta BR cards in your hand. Gain the following skill: Union Patara for 1 red, 1 blue, and 2 colorless. Son Goku BR and Vegeta BR. So you basically, any red Gogeta that they have in this game, you can discard 2. You can discard a Goku BR and a Vegeta BR, and you could pay 4 energy and you could play it from your hand. So that's crazy automatically. And there's a pretty big card pool, and you have some options. I'll show you what we do. Also, when this card attacks, you can draw 1 card. And then once per turn, when you play a Gogeta BR card, you could draw 1 card and switch up to one of your red, blue multicolor energy to active mode. So he's got a lot going on. He's crazy. And we really abuse his abilities here. The Gogeta thing is really cool, and I'll show you exactly how I run it. There's a bunch of different builds going on right now. I built mine more mid-range control, but it ramps. So it's really cool. I'll show you the version I run. All right, to start it off, so like we said, you discard a blue or a red Saiyan, and you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you can choose a Vegeta BR, a Goku BR, or a Gogeta BR, and you can add them to your hand. So the first ones we run is some of our fusion fodder here. So the first one is SS Vegeta Might in the Making. So it's got deflect. It's a counterplay, and just you play this card for the counterplay. Nothing, no effects. During your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, so it becomes a 1-drop for 1 red energy. And then it's got an auto here. You could choose 1 blue Venku card in your battle area and KO it when this card is played from your hand. And then you could choose, also you can choose up to 1 Son Goku BR card with 10,000 power or less from your deck and play it from your deck. So this card's cool here. It's usually Union fodder, but if we need to be a little aggressive, we do use this second ability down here. We don't run a Venku in the deck, but we do run other Gokus that we could play from the deck. And I'll show you some of the ones that we run that we could play with this ability. But mostly fusion fodder. The first one that you could play, but also you want it for fusion, is this one, SS Goku Might in the Making. So it's got an auto. If your leader card is a blue Saiyan, which it is, when this card in your hand is placed in your drop area by a Union Fusion skill, activate this skill. At the end of your turn, switch up to one of your energy to active mode. So when you Union Fusion with this, which you could do with your leader, if you have a Gogeta in your hand, you can discard this card and then Union Fusion. You can actually untap an energy. So this ability that costs 4 will only end up costing you 3. And then if you Union Fusion a Gogeta, it'll untap another energy. So if you're at 4 energy, you'll use the 4 energy, but you'll untap 2 energy if you discard this guy with Union Fusion. So this ability that usually costs 4 will end up only costing you 2. So it's really, really good. Another card that we run that is a promo that came out for this deck, and it is a SS God Goku. BR. So this one here, Goku, Son Goku Divine Restraint. So it's got energy exhaust and it's a counter attack. So you can play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and 2 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or less, and return them to their owner's hands. So now with this card here, you could play this for 1 energy, and you can grab this guy on a counterplay, and then this guy gets played, and when he gets played, if I'm not mistaken, you could basically return 2 cards that are 3 or less to their hands. So if they play something, you play this guy for 1, you get this guy from your deck, boom, you play him out. And another cool thing about this guy here, and then you're returning 2 battle cards to their hands, so it's really good to keep them like at bay. It also has another ability, a permanent. If all your opponent's energy is in rest mode, negate this card's energy exhaust skill in all areas. So it can come in untapped for a blue-red multicolor energy, really good. And this card also gets plus 3,000 power for each card in your energy. So we're ramping. So this guy's going to get big pretty quick if he's out also. But he's a really good card in addition to the deck. It's good to get your colors right for this deck. And like I said, with this ability here, the counterplay, you can return some cards to their hands. It's a really good tech just to have with these cards, because they're if you need to use them, they're in your hand, and it's really good. Even though they're Vegeta and Goku BRs, and you want them for fusion, if you're in a pickle and you can use them, it's good. Another Goku we run just a one of is a counterplay. So this Goku here, Son Goku preparing for battle. It's a counter attack. You can negate the attack and then play this card. And then you can choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area. And at the end of your opponent's turn, you can return this card to your hand to use it again for a negate, or if you need to union fusion and use it for that. So I run 1 of these, just a little bit of tech I run just for an extra negate. And if I need it back to my hand. More Vegetas. Vegeta Godly Aura, really good to fuse with. When this card is played, you can add up to 1 extra card from your energy. With energy cost of 1 and no keyword skills from your drop area to your hand. You're never going to really play them. You're usually using them for union fodder. So when this card is discarded from your hand using union fusion skills, look at the top 7 cards of the top of your deck, and you can find 1 Gogeta BR card from among them and add it to your hand. If you do, you shuffle your deck. And then you got to discard a card if you got a Gogeta. So this is good to get your chain. So like if you play this card here, you can go get the Gogetas, any of the Gogetas I'm about to show you on the next couple cards. So for the main part, those are your Vegetas and your Goku BRs. So the first Gogeta we run is this guy here. This is just to, control the board a little bit, be a little bit aggressive. It's a 35k double strike. It can X evolve onto a mono red Gogeta with a cost of 5, but we don't run any. We usually use it with this ability up here. And when you use this, when this guy is, I'm sorry, when this card can't be KO'd, and then when this card evolves onto a card, you don't get this ability in this deck, but I'll read it anyway. When a card evolves into this card, you could choose up to 1 of your opponent's unison cards, and 1 of your red unison cards, and add 2 markers to it. And then you can't play battle cards for the turn. So we don't get that ability by using the Union Fusion, because this is an X Evolve to get this, that procs that. But we do get this ability here. When this card or 1 more of your opponent's cards attacks, you may choose 1 of your opponent's cards, and it gets minus 20k power for the battle if you do negate this skill for the turn. So you can neg something 20k if it attacks, or when you attack with this, you can neg something 20k. So it just kind of blows up stuff on the board, and it's a double strike 35k, so it's nothing to gawk at. Really, really strong. And it's a 6-drop Gogeta, which will come into play. I'll show you in a second. The main Gogeta that we run here is to get our ramp going. So SS Gogeta All Out Assault. So this card is great. It's got barrier, so it's protected. So when it comes out, it can stay out and you can do your thing. But also, if you have, it's got energy exhaust, obviously, because it's multicolor. But so it's got an active main for 5 energy, 1 red, and 1 blue. If your leader card is a blue Gogeta BR, which it isn't, and you have at least 1 red Son Goku BR and 1 red Vegeta BR, you can remove from your drop area and you can play this card. So this ability doesn't take effect in this deck because our leader is not actually a Gogeta BR. But the second effect down here, at the end of your turn, place up to 2 cards from the top of your deck into your energy, and then negate this skill for the duration of the game. So what you do is you use the Union Patara ability over here on your Vegeta. You play this guy out, and he's a 25k barrier. And when you play him out, you have to discard 2 cards. So say you discard like whatever, it doesn't even matter. These 2 guys here. If you discard this guy and you discard this guy to play him for 4, you're going to only end up paying 2 energy for this guy, and then he comes out. Boom. And then you'll be able to search out another Gogeta. If you didn't have this in your hand, you can find him out, or you could just search for another Gogeta that you might want, or you could pick nothing. So automatically value town, when you get to turn 4, you could play this guy down. You're going to draw a card, you're going to untap an energy, and if you use one of these guys, you'll untap another energy. It'll cost you 2. And at the end of your turn, when you say pass, you'll put the top 2 cards at the top of your deck right into your energy. So you'll be ramped up, ready to go with 4 energy open to defend yourself. All right, so those are another 6-drop Gogeta here. So what we run for a game ender in this deck, and I'll show you exactly which one here. It's the SSB Gogeta Fusion Onslaught. So it X evolves for free on top of a Gogeta, a red Gogeta with 6-drop, which is either of these. This is red blue and this is mono red, but it works with both of these. And because we're playing this with Union Fusion, this ability here where you can't play battle cards again for the turn after you play him doesn't matter. It comes out and that's a negated ability. So this guy can come out right on top. And what this guy does, if you don't know, he's got X Evolve. You choose 2 red cards in your hand, and you could place them in your drop area. And then you evolve this card onto a red Gogeta BR with energy cost of 6. He has Double Strike. If this card cannot be KO'd by this card cannot be KO'd and can attack battle cards that are in active mode if you need to mop up the board. Additionally, it's got an auto. When this card evolves into a card and there are no battle cards in play on your opponent's battle area, choose 2 cards in your opponent's life and place them in their drop area. So you burn them for 2 energy. And then you can't play this card for the duration of the turn. When this card attacks a battle card, you can switch this card to active mode. So crazy, crazy, crazy. So if you need to mop up the board, you play this guy and he's a 35k double strike. You can attack a battle card, and every time you attack a battle card, he'll untap. So you can mop up the board. But additionally, when he gets played and there is no battle cards, you burn 2 life to your opponent right there and then. So it's super strong, and it evolves onto either of these Gogetas, which is crazy. Other cards we run, Gogeta, Time for Payback. So this one here is a free draw 1 card. It's actually a draw 2 on your leader side, Awaken ability. So Union Fusion, you can draw 1 card if you discard a Son Goku and a Vegeta, both red. And the second ability does not take effect because your leader needs to be red. But he's a blocker if you need it, which is really good. And what happens is if you play him on your opponent's your unawakened side, your awakened side, you play it for free after you discard the 2 cards. And once you do that, you'll draw 1 card for this, and you'll draw 1 card from this, and you'll untap an energy for free. And then you have a blocker out. So it's a free blocker that untaps an energy and draws you 2 cards in this deck. It is crazy. It's like a crazy cracked out ape, pretty much. So I run 2 of those. I might bump it up. I don't know exactly, but it's a crazy combo in this deck. So as you know, if we're at 4 energy, we can awaken. So I like to abuse that a little bit. So I run Zeno Cosmic Unison. So if you don't know what Zeno does, if your leader card is mono blue, place the top card of your deck into your energy. You can't place cards in your energy area for the turn. Then at the end of your turn, place the card that you placed in your energy with that skill in its owner's drop area. So you ramp up. So what you do is I wait till turn 3. I'll play Zeno because I'll play defensively turn 1 and 2. But turn 1, you're usually doing a multicolor energy. So you play this guy turn 3, okay? And on turn 3, you can do this -2. And then you put the top card of your deck into your energy. So automatically that puts you at 4 on turn 3, and then you can awaken immediately, and you can untap an energy. Boom. So I'm awakening on turn 3 every time if I have my Cosmic Unison out. So it's really, really good, and it ramps you a lot. And I'll show you some other stuff we do with it. Now on this, it also says here you can't put energy cards in your energy for the duration of the turn. So what's really cool about that is this does it at the end of the turn. So when you play this card, you can still do all your shenanigans with your Zeno and stuff. And then at the end of your turn, it'll take the top 2 off the top of the deck right in your energy. So you don't even have to worry about it. It doesn't interfere. Additionally, trying to find it is really easy. That's why I only run 4 Unison, because you can look at the top 3 of the top of your deck and you can put them back in any order. So you're going to be setting up your draws and finding everything you need to grab in the deck. So it's really, really good. This deck like loves this Unison. I think so. Other people are running other stuff, but I think the ramping version is the way to go because we run some bigger cards. I'll show you exactly what we do. So counterplays, obviously we run the Unisons. So we run Trunks, God Stealing Technique, 4 of them. If you don't know what it does, if the battle card being played is being played, if you have a Unison out, you could just discard this card from your hand and it'll get returned to their hand. So it's really, really good counterplay. It handles a lot of stuff. Additionally, it's a blue Saiyan. So if you need to discard it to do the ability on the leader's unawakened side, it still works. Floodgates, I run 3 topo. I don't want to clog it with non-Saiyan, BR cards or Gogeta cards, so I only run 3. But I see it often enough. Like I said, I can set up my my draws by the leader's front side ability, put them on top of the deck in any order. So really good here. If you don't know what it does, you play this card, negates the attack, and if you discard a card, your opponent can't attack with battle cards unless they discard 2 cards from their hand every time. Or if they can't attack with their leader card either or anything, or Unisons. So really, really good floodgate right there. Another floodgate we run, but is also a game ender. SSG Son Goku Miraculous Transformation. So it's got deflect, unique, triple strike, and barrier. It's a counterattack. So you negate the attack and then you play this card. And then during your opponent's turn, you reduce the energy cost in this card on this card by 1 for each card in your opponent's energy. So when they get to turn 3, you can play this for 3 energy. It's crazy. And then it's a 20k. Let me show you here. Yeah, 20k triple strike barrier deflect. So I mean, good luck. And if your leader card is mono blue, this card and this card's in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards can't attack my leader. So when this guy's out, all the battle cards attacking have to attack into this or anything else on my board. They cannot attack my leader. So it's more safety, plus it negates the attack. It's great. And you play it on your opponent's turn, they have to automatically switch their gameplay up because they're trying to attack you, and now they have to worry about this guy and get him off. And then if you protect them, it's even better. So I run 2 of those. Counter pull. Okay, so counter attacks. I also run 4 Dimension Magic. I just think it's the best negate for blue, really, though. It untaps 2 energy. If you're at 5 or less, if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, and you may take a life instead of paying the mana cost, so it's a free negate. Really good. So I run 4 of those. I run 2 Tyrannical Blows. It's basically my ape. You draw 2 cards for 2 energy, and if your opponent has 11 or more cards in their hand, which does happen sometimes, surprisingly, they choose cards in their hand until they only have 10 left in their hand and discard the rest. So it's really good. It's a draw ape for this deck, and it helps with the colors, the blue, red, in case you need to get one in your energy turn 1. Our super combos, I run 2 Beerus Divine Obliterator for untapping. These are probably going to get switched out for 2 more of these because these turned out to be MVPs. So when you're ramping and stuff with your Gogeta and it's randomly putting cards from the top of your deck in your energy, this card is clutch. So if your leader card is blue and your life is at 5 or less, and it's your opponent's turn, when this card is used in a combo, you may add 1 card from your energy to your hand, and if you do, place 1 card from your hand into your energy. When this card is played, you can draw a card. So good. So like if you accidentally put like this guy in your energy because of the ramping from the Zeno or for this, you can literally get it back. So you play it in your energy, say you use it and it's tapped, you can use this card, super combo, grab this card, and then bring a different card in your hand, and you can put that down in your energy untapped. So it untaps an energy as well as gets you what you need in your energy. So it's almost like an extended hand. So I'm going to switch the two Beerus's to probably two more of these because they're so good. It's just with the ramping, it just puts stuff in your energy randomly. So it's good to get it if you need it. And then our game ender. So the reason we ramp is to get this Kale Rampaging Demon's last ability off. So it's got Deflect, Double Strike. When this card is played without using skills, you can choose one of these abilities. Choose all your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or more. Place them at the bottom of their owner's decks. And if your leader card is a blue Kale, which it's not, then you can place up the one card from the top of your deck under your leader card. So that has no relevance. But the thing is, so we ramp, we want to get to around 7 energy. So this ability here, if you have 7 or more energy, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them at the bottom of their owner's decks. And then this card gains barrier and dual attack. So we play this card. We ramp up to 7 pretty quickly, and then we can drop this guy. We can barrier removal everything, and then we'll have a Gogeta out from this ability also from the turn before. Maybe the barrier one's still out or something like that. And then we can X-Evolve this onto it. They'll have no battle cards out, and they'll take the 2 life because you're board wiping them with barrier. So you're not going to have to worry about anything on the board with this card. Additionally, Zeno, Cosmic Unison here. It's got a -5. Active main, choose all cards in all battle areas, ignoring barrier, and shuffle them into their owner's decks. So this will get rid of everything ignoring barrier, also right on your unison. It'll mop up your side, but also their side. But then you can use your leader ability just to union fuse any of these guys. You put this guy down, or you put the other one down, and then after that happens, boom, you can just do this right on top. Two damage, 2 burn damage. So there's many ways to board wipe in this deck too, which is crazy. So we run a couple of 1-ofs also. Baby Golden Avenger, also a blue Saiyan, so you can discard it if you need to. But it is a counter. It's a counter. It's triple strike, unique. Counterplay, play this card. Then if the battle card that is being played has an energy cost of 7 or less, it's returned to this owner's hand instead of being played. Counter, negate the counter skill and play this card. So this counters. If you're going for game and they counter it, play this guy, and now you got a triple strike beefcake that draws you a card. So it's got another auto here. When this card is played, you could draw 1 card and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of their owner's decks. So you're counterplaying a card they're playing, bringing it back to their hand if you need to, or you can counter one of their counters, and then when this card is played, because it gets played after you use the counter, you could draw a card and bottom deck another battle card of theirs, ignoring barrier. So this is just an MVP in the deck always. I just don't have a lot of room. I only run 1, but I have more in the side. And then Baby Hatch for the secret rare. I just want to keep alive and keep going until I get my ramp, and then I want to drop my demon, my rampage and demon, and then I want to go in hard, and I just want to burn them for 2 and then attack with all these Gogetas. Like it's a cool deck. And it's really fun, and it's competitive. Like I said, there's a bunch of builds out there for it right now, so you can check them out. But this is, I think, a really, really strong build, especially once you get used to the deck and learn how to play it. But, yeah, that's it. So Vegeta, SSG, Vegeta, Crimson Warrior, wicked cool leader, wicked cool deck, red, blue. Thanks for coming to another video, guys, and I got a Facebook, I got a Instagram, and I also got an eBay. I'll leave links in the description below. Feel free to visit any of them. Drop a like anywhere. Message me if you have any questions. But thanks. I'm getting a lot of support from you guys, and I appreciate it. So I'll be coming out with another deck profile video shortly. I'm going to start working on new set deck lists. So soon, it's going to get a little crazy. I'm going to start doing some new meta decks. So until I see you guys next time, I'm DBS TCG Central, and thanks for watching.